image copyright Reuters. U.S. President Donald Trump has reportedly lashed out at immigrants in a foul-mouthed Oval Office outburst. "Why are we having all these people from shithole countries come here?" Mr. Trump asked lawmakers on Thursday, in remarks widely reported by U.S. media. The remark, made during talks on an immigration deal, was apparently in reference to people from Haiti, El Salvador and African countries. The White House made no attempt to deny the comment. In recent weeks, the Trump administration has been trying to limit the number of family members of immigrants who can enter the U.S., and has moved to end the protected status of thousands of immigrants already in the U.S. Mr. Trump's reported remark came as lawmakers from both parties visited him on Thursday to propose a bipartisan immigration deal. Democratic Senator Richard Durbin had just been discussing U.S. temporary residency permits granted to citizens of countries hit by natural disasters, war or epidemics, according to U.S. media. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption the countries with temporary protected status that Trump could be talking about. According to the Post, Mr. Trump told lawmakers the U.S. should instead be taking in migrants from countries like Norway, whose prime minister visited him a day earlier. The paper quoted him as saying, "Why do we need more Haitians? Take them out." Senator Lindsey Graham, a South Carolina Republican, was in Thursday's meeting at the White House, but would not comment on the president's reported slur. What has the White House said? Certain Washington politicians choose to fight for foreign countries, but President Trump will always fight for the American people, a statement from White House spokesman Raj Shah said. Like other countries that have merit-based immigration, President Trump is fighting for permanent solutions that make our country stronger by welcoming those who can contribute to our society, grow our economy and assimilate into our great nation. He will always reject temporary, weak and dangerous stopgap measures that threaten the lives of hard-working Americans, and undercut immigrants who seek a better life in the United States through a legal pathway. What reaction has there been? The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, accused the president of falling deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of racism and xenophobia. Mia Love, a Utah Republican and the only Haitian American in Congress, demanded Mr. Trump apologize for the unkind, divisive, elitist comments. Elijah Cummings, a Maryland Democratic lawmaker, tweeted, "I condemn this unforgivable statement and this demeaning of the office of the presidency." Another black Democratic lawmaker, Cedric Richmond, said Mr. Trump's comments are further proof that his Make America Great Again agenda is really a Make America White Again agenda, but one Trump official was quoted by CNN as saying, though this might enrage Washington, staffers predict the comment will resonate with his base, much like his attacks on NFL players who kneel during the national anthem did not alienate it. How was the slur reported? The Washington Post broke the story with the word shithole in its headline and in the alert that the paper sent out to followers' smartphones. On U.S. TV, some broadcasters gave content warnings or avoided saying the word altogether. Fox News used asterisks to obscure the offensive word along the bottom of the screen, but CNN and MSNBC carried it in full. Around the world, journalists reporting in other languages faced the question of how to translate what Mr. Trump had said. In French, headlines featured pays de merde, using the expletive to refer to the countries but without the word ho. In Spanish, países de mierda was used, similar to the French, as well as países de porquería, which means trash countries. In German, Drecksloch, which literally means dirt hole but like the word used by Mr. Trump is considered vulgar in Dutch. One newspaper used actilegic backward as its headline in Japanese. The word that translates as outdoor toilet was used in Portuguese. One outlet used a word that translates as pigsty, while others translated the quote literally. Skip Twitter post by @Nick_Kipur. How various Japanese media outlets struggle to translate Trump's slur. SRH equals restroom-like countries. Reuters equals unsanitary nations. Nikkei equals countries not fit to be fertilizer. Nick Kipur @Nick_Kipur. January 12, 2018. End of Twitter post by @Nick_Kipur. What was the meeting about? Lawmakers reportedly proposed restoring so-called temporary protected status (TPS) permits for certain countries, allowing the residents leave to remain in the U.S. because the home countries are temporarily unsafe for them. In return, they were said to have offered $1.5 billion (£1.1 billion) for a wall that Mr. Trump once built on the U.S. border with Mexico. This week the Trump administration announced it was withdrawing TPS for more than 200,000 people from El Salvador. The decision gives Salvadorians who have been living in the U.S. for nearly 3 decades until next year to leave, seek lawful residency or face possible deportation. They were granted provisional U.S. residency after an earthquake devastated the Central American country in 2001. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption: TPS recipients from El Salvador worried about the future in the U.S., but the State Department said on Monday that much infrastructure damaged by the quake has since been repaired. TPS permits have already been withdrawn from Haitians and Nicaraguans. Hundreds of thousands of migrants face possible deportation from the U.S. Trump's first-year. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption: Fuck the world thinks of Trump.